I'm here with Greg Curtis with the Good Earth Greenhouse, and we're talking about tools today because, you know, it's not the busiest time of the year right now for gardening and planting, even though you can plant any time of the year in Arkansas as long as the ground's not frozen.
Not going to correct you there.
Throwing that out there. But, you know, if you got a little bit of extra time, it's a good idea to maybe you look at some of those tools you have in your garage and make sure that they're in good shape and maintain them. They're going to last a lot longer that way.
They really will. Go out, and it makes the job a lot easier. You know, those that are going to be out doing some pruning your grasses or pruning crepe myrtles, you might as well have sharp tools. So if you want, you can bring your Felcos. If you have Felcos or ones like this up here, we'll sharpen those. We can't do the big tools or lawn mowers, but we'll be glad to sharpen your pruners for you. The other thing we suggest this time of year, it's been great because I've had more men actually this year coming in we had in a long time. And they've been bringing pictures of the chemicals in their toolbox or their sheds and whatnot. One thing we got to remind people we've never really talked about, once you open the product, put the date on there. So this one's open 7/19. You got about 2 years. There's no expiration on there, but we have found that after about 2 years, the chemical doesn't do the job like it's supposed to. Also, you're not going to be able to read this, but I wrote on there 1 ounce per gallon because the labels will come off.
That's true. It's another thing that's more frustrating. We go, wait, what's the ratio to that? And then the text is all faded.
So just take some time, go out and, you know, wherever you keep your chemicals, look at them, write it on there with a Sharpie. It's going to stay on there. One of the main things you want to do if you're leaving things outside in the garage, if it gets below freezing, so if you have, say, a cup of water, a bottle of water out there and it freezes a little bit, know that once this freezes, it changes enough the chemical inside that it's not going to do as good a job for you next year. So try to keep it a place above freezing. Write an expiration or the date you opened it. Put the instructions on the side. And one of the other things I want to talk about, we'll talk about again in the spring, but follow the instructions. Some of the guys, since we had more men in here this year, we're talking about winter weeds, they're like, well, I'm just going to put 1.5 ounces in there. Well, I said, great. Wrong. Put 1 ounce like it says, because what you're doing, they do a lot of experiments, Jeff. So we got to trust the thousands or millions, how much money they spend on these things to experiment. They know the best ratio. So follow the instructions, use the correct ratio.
They've already done the experimenting for you. And if you see a bottle, you write the date on it, and you see, oh, this is from 2006, it might be time just to get a new one.
It would be time to get a new one. That's correct.
All right, that's all the time we have for this week. Join us back here next Wednesday for the Good Earth Greenhouse.